cool. Welcome to another episode of Check That Post podcast. We apologize. We are having another night of technical difficulties. So if you will bear with us, we'll get through this. I'm your host, Jen, and these are my beautiful co-hosts.
Christina, Marjorie,
Queen.
And welcome back, Queen.
Yes.
We're happy to have you. So tonight's topic, we're going into dating older men and what it's like, what it's all about. I've had my own experience with dating older gentlemen. But I think I'm going to let y'all get into what do y'all think about it. It could be a good thing, a bad thing, however you, depending on how you look at it. My experience was some was good and some was not so good. But we'll get into that in a minute. Go ahead, ladies.
Well, my experience was the best experience.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yep. My husband, he's older than me. And he's the only one I really dated that was, that older than me. I always dealt with people that was like really close to my age, maybe like a year or two apart, but nothing more than that. But my husband, I'm not gonna say, it's been perfect the whole way, but like after learning how to understand him and accept him and for stuff that I wasn't used to, once I got past that barrier, everything got like much easier. He was always very easy to talk to, always, outgoing, always very supportive, loving. It was hard not to feel comfortable around him.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm completely happy with our age difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Now,
good.
is it a large gap, medium gap?
It's 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not bad at all.
And I love the number 7, so works for me.
Well, I'll go next. I pretty much always dated older. I think the biggest gap was probably about 17 years, which it didn't work out. I feel like solely it was because of the age difference, just being set in one's ways, and not really willing to shuffle, and it didn't work out well with me with that large of an age gap.
Yeah.
Now, it just depends on the person, I feel like.
I feel that way.
Their intentions, because I feel like some men, they want younger women. They only want younger women because, they're a little bit fresher. Like older women kind of know what they want, know what they don't want. You can't really just tell her what to do.
Right.
A younger woman is more receptive to, allowing you to lead her, even though she doesn't know where you're going. I just feel like, the younger you are, the less you know. I just feel like some men, they do kind of like, just want to be with younger women because they know that, the younger women, the younger you are, you don't really know yourself, you hadn't really lived a long time, you hadn't had a whole experiences, so you don't know what to look for, what not to look for, what to be aware of. So it could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing, because if it's somebody that's really trying to teach you, trying to help you grow, as well as, you know, their self. I mean, I'm sure don't nobody want to just keep nurturing or pouring into somebody and not getting anything out of it.
Yeah.
But if, you know, that's their intentions, then, you know, of course it's going to be something positive for you, because you're going to get something out of the situation. Like, it's not going to be just about self.
Yeah.
So it just depends on, you know, the older man that you're dealing with, because the intentions can be different, no matter the age, really. But, you know, you can be dealing with two men that are, you know, 20 years older than you or 10 years older than you, but their intentions can be totally different. So it just depends on, you know, who you're dealing with and what you want out of that situation as well. Because if you're dealing with an older guy for his stability, or for his finances, you know, then, you know, do what you gotta do, you know, like, make sure you're being smart about it, you know, make sure you're getting something out of it, you know, not just, I don't know. It just depends though. I feel like it just depends on the older man that you're dealing with and what you're trying to get out of that situation or that relationship or marriage or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said the word intentions, because that's big. Like, it means everything for you to be on the same page with your partner. Like, when I was younger, I was like very serious about what I wanted, how I wanted it to go, you know, time frames, everything, locations, all that. Like, I had it planned out. But the people I kept ending up with, you know, they'll go along with the conversation. And then when stuff start happening, you know, it's like they flip and do their own thing.
Yeah.
But they don't flip and bring me with them. They would flip on me.
Okay.
And I'm like, what the heck happening? Like, I thought we was, you know, doing this thing together.
Right.
Now, versus me and my husband, if we had a plan set, you know, it's cool. But if we want to change it up, we're changing stuff up together.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because our intention is to be with each other. Good, bad, ugly, don't matter. He's my person, I'm his person.
Yeah.
So intentions mean everything.
Agree.
I agree with a lot of that has been said. I was just thinking about how being with older men, you definitely got to have, you know, some type of values that they like, you know, because if you don't, you can find yourself being lost in a lot of ways. A lot of times, you'll find older men, like, they don't do a lot of changes, but they will a lot of times with the younger woman, because they feel that the younger woman is their strength. She pushes them. Not that the older woman don't, but the young woman do have a little bit more spunk with her. Like Christine was saying earlier, you know, she's easy to be to lead you. You know, I married somebody that was 5 years older than me, and I've dated someone that was 8 years older than me, and so even though it was only 3 year difference there, I could tell a whole lot, you know. But sorry, y'all.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if you're having trouble hearing.
Well, we having hearing difficulties here, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Having an older man, the way I feel about it is, I like older men. because I feel like I don't want to go be having to train somebody younger for what I like.
Right.
And a lot of the time, and I have children, and I don't want to date anybody that's my children's age. Because I don't want my kids clowning me for that.
They're definitely
And that they will do.
Yeah.
They'll be like, you need to change the diaper.
Definitely, yeah. Or Mom, what you doing? That boy my age. Well, how dare you? What you doing? You know. And so I just imagine me seeing myself being, aggravated or something like that there. So I definitely don't think I would get serious with somebody like that, and I don't want to play with anybody like that either. But definitely, my kids they really would clown me. They would wear me out. They would get on their phones and message each other without me. They would just have a great time laughing.
I can hear Jessica now. Don't you think you need to put him in the bed? It's after 8 o'clock.
Tamara could be on the job. Yeah, Mama. Yeah, you better go put him in the bed. You done gave him something to drink. Go ahead and put him in the bed. But yeah, definitely. Definitely that. The men, the older men, a lot of them are stable. They already know what they want. And if you found somebody that's already had somebody, whether they are widow or they divorced, it kind of give them they know pretty much what they want.
Yeah.
And so they just looking for that sweet, kind person, and they will get married to somebody that's around their age group, but trust and believe they're gonna go to somebody that is a little bit more younger because they looking for that strength there. And to the fellas, it's kind of like they got one up on the fellas because they got somebody smaller. I mean younger than their the first lady that was in their lives. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it could go either way. It depends, like everybody else said, on their intentions, their intent, because that plays a big part. And a lot of times, the younger female will go for the older guy because he might seem more settled, more secure. He done lived life, he done it all, and he got a pension.
Yeah.
So that's something to look forward to. I'm just being silly. But I know some of them that does that. And also, which there's nothing wrong either way you do, however you like, be with whoever you want. If they make you happy,
Right.
age ain't nothing but a number, y'all. On the men's side, I'll say. Because on the female side, that's only so young you can go, like legally. So we want to make sure we put that out there.
Right.
We're not promoting marrying babies.
Right.
So let's make that clear. But if they make you happy, if he push all your buttons and you push all his buttons, go for it.
But
Do what you like.
Right.
If he, because a lot of times you'll find that at first when you start talking to someone, they're older than you, you're a little bit young, and you got a little bit of experience, and they got a lot of experience. Y'all might find that y'all got a lot of stuff in common sometimes. But then you go ahead and get engaged or get married, and other stuff come into play, and then you realize you really don't have that much in common. Like he want to go one way, you want to go to another. You want to go hang out in the clubs, he too tired for that. He done worked all day, ain't feeling that. That could be an issue. You have to check all your boxes. Like if he used to having someone to cook for him, girl, get in that kitchen and cook. Because I'm telling you, most older men is going to require that. You don't know how to cook, you better hire somebody.
Right.
Go take some cooking class or something, because that's what they expect.
Make sure you're not looking for father figure.
You're right.
And
That
if you're
part.
male, make sure you're not looking for that mother in that person.
What the hell?
what's some key signs, like, to tell if somebody's looking for that? Like, how do they behave?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it is. I can see that. One of the signs is a lot of the question they would ask in conversation, or if something comes up in their life, they don't know how to handle the situation themselves. They'll run into that spouse looking for them to give them the answers.
Yeah.
As for a father figure, if she's being so-called obedient, every time you tell her something, she don't question nothing. She just, you tell her to go to bed, she take her tail to bed. That's a problem.
Right.
If she's supposed, y'all grown ups, you ain't got no business to tell her when to go to bed. But it does happen. So that could be, maybe she's looking for somebody to tell her what to do. Like, some people need that. They need that type of structure. I don't.
Or
But
some people think that that's how it's supposed to go. Like,
Yeah,
they think
yeah.
that.
that's
you know,
where they grew up.
They think that that's how the man leads, by just telling them what to do all the time.
Right.
So some people just have that mentality.
Yeah.
But that comes, I would say, in the upbringing, whether or not the mother is teaching that or not. Because when I was married, because I got married really early, and my spouse at that time, I used to wonder why he didn't have a problem with worried about me coming to ask him, could I go do this or that or doing things without his permission. And so I struck up the conversation about it, and his words to me was he felt that I was a wise enough woman to be able to take care of those things without having to come and ask him, if it was okay. So
That's a nice thing to hear.
Right.
and
true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Well, some of the reasons men will look at a younger woman to be their wife is she's of childbearing age. They want to leave a legacy. And, they want somebody that they don't feel having an issue having kids for them. That would be one reason on the man's part. Outside the obvious, men are very visual, so what they see, they like, they go for it. 9 times out of 10. But the social and cultural norms and many traditional gender roles, men, society say men should be providers for one and protectors. But here lately, come to think about it, it seems like it's flipped. It seems like more of the women is being the provider or the protector of their own household.
right.
I don't understand why it's flipped that way, or it shouldn't be that way, but because that's what women naturally do, look to the man. But if there's no man present, she got to step up and take care of that.
Right.
But things is just changing. Like, men are wearing nail polish now, they're wearing dresses now, but that's a whole nother topic, so I don't want to get off into that. But things just seem so different. But back in the day, the men go out and they cook. I mean, they work, and the woman stay at home and cook.
Right.
Of course, we ain't got that now. Like, I mean, I'm not saying nobody does it, but
That's not the norm.
that's not the norm. For the most part, the woman stay home, take care of the kids. If she's not married, she go to work and she still come home and take care of the kids.
Right.
But if it's a older gentleman looking for a younger female to be his mate, then I don't see nothing wrong with it. Again, like I say, if he check out her boxes and she check out his, then do your thing.
Right.
As long as you're legal, just make sure you're legal.
Right. Absolutely.
I had the experience where I married very young, and I didn't know what I was doing. But he just happened to be older than me, but it wasn't a big deal to me. Like, I guess maybe it should have been, but it wasn't. Like, he was experienced. I ain't know nothing. I was green as a cucumber. But I learned very quickly, you know, that's just sometimes how life works. Back overseas, they got men marrying very young. Like, over here, it's not legal, but over there, it's okay. You know, it's natural. And and it's accepted, but you know, it's over here. It's really about choice. Like, if that's what you like, that's what you want to do, then go for it. And I'm a little stopped up, so I might sound a little funny. Just getting over a little cold. Just letting y'all know, I sound crazy. But this topic was, I got a couple letters about this topic, so I'm gonna get into them in a minute because one of them, especially, is kind of long. But the question is asked: is it okay to date someone that's out of your age range? And my answer to that is, if they make you happy, yes, it's okay.
Well, I would say that you definitely have to prepare yourself if you gonna marry somebody that's way out your age bracket. You know, be prepared for, you know, the people see you walking together and they be like, "Oh, that's your daddy. Oh, that's your mama."
You get that.
You know, so don't be getting mad if people say that, because they don't. You know, they just. You know, just think that you with your daddy, or they might just think you with your mama. Yeah. So you know,
they might ask him, "Is that your daughter?"
Yeah. Or
like, you know,
or is that your son? You know.
Or they might even say you guys look alike.
Oh yeah. You might get
And
that
sometimes when people are together long enough, they do actually start to look alike. They do.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's for women my age group and up, and for some women, I'm gonna say some because not all women. And that if you're single, I know you probably, you know, want somebody in your life that's experienced with life. You don't want to have to teach them every single thing. Train them, you know what I'm saying? Ladies, you don't want to have to be training nobody. You expect them to already know how to be a man and how to take care of things.
Right.
Because 9 times out of 10, if a woman's been on her own for a minute and she get involved with someone, she wants somebody to come in and take charge. You know, she ain't looking for nobody that's take out the trash, do this, do that. You know, she got to tell them every single thing. That's exhausting.
Yeah, but that ain't
don't be wanting that.
That ain't really tied to an age though, because you know a young man can do all that, you know, check all them same boxes and stuff too. So it cannot be an older man; it could be a younger man that do them same things.
Well, that's true. But then she got to tell him too, because you know they like to watch, play video games.
Yeah.
So if she got to sit here and teach you to do everything,
well, you ain't gonna win everything. The same way with that older man, you gonna win some stuff, you gonna lose some stuff. With that younger man, you gonna win some stuff, you gonna lose some stuff.
Now,
and I
younger guy, you gotta worry about their mama though, cause I used to clean houses, and I heard how the mamas talked on the phone, you know, regarding their son. Like if they felt like their son was doing a little too much for the lady, they definitely gonna talk about it and bring it up to their son. Even if the son is choosing to do that just because he cares for her, the mom ain't gonna see it that way. They're gonna be like, well, what is she doing?
And I'm gonna tell you another thing with that. If the woman is older and the guy is younger, and his mom is in the picture, and if he don't set boundaries, that's gonna be a whole issue.
Right.
A lot of times. Because she gonna want to come over and this is my son's house, and you can be only one queen to a castle at a time. So somebody got to establish their rule. Once that man married, the Bible say, leave mama and cleave to your wife.
Right.
So if he ain't establishing that from the get-go, it's gonna be a real big problem. He got to let her know right up front, Mama, I love you. with all my heart, but this is my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And what my wife say in my house goes. Because she's the wife.
Right.
She's my better half. I love you, mama. I got respect for you, and she gonna respect you too. But she's in charge. Or, say for instance, they get ready to go on a trip somewhere. And the mama want to sit in the front, and want the wife to sit in the back. Like if he don't let that be known right up front, it's gonna be they gonna be fussing and arguing all the way up the road.
Yeah.
Men,
Luckily,
handle
I
that.
let my mother-in-law sit in the front.
Yeah.
I would probably prefer to sit at the back. Y'all
Yeah.
can chauffeur me around.
Yeah, I mean some women are okay, but some women are not.
Right.
She
Yeah.
want her position to be established.
I mean, if I sit in the front all the time, like I can give
In
up
the
that
back.
seat. This
Yeah.
one time
Right.
out of 7 months that she in the car with us, I can get her the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll be like, no, you sit there
No.
with your husband. I don't have no problem sitting in the back.
Oh,
Me either.
But-
Me either.
But you know, it happens. Like if the man, if he ain't standing up for his woman, how you think that's gonna make her feel? So
yeah, that's
all
different
that
when
come
the
into play.
mama feel entitled and be like, "Oh no,
Yeah.
you gonna get in the back, ma'am. I'm sitting in the front seat." Like,
Yeah.
now
Or
that's
she be
a
like,
different
that's my
story.
son. I know what he need. Well, it's okay for you to know what he need at your house, but over here in this house, I'm taking care of his
You know what
needs.
he need as your son, not as my husband.
Right.
But if you've been y'all picking her up from out of town, you ain't seen her in a while, you know, be nice and
Yeah.
take the back seat, you know, and
Yeah,
let him sit with his
At
mom,
least offer.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, at
Mama,
least
you can
offer,
sit
you
there.
know.
She
I
might
see
be
that.
like, "You go ahead, girl. Sit
Right.
there with your man."
Yeah.
Cause I love sitting in the back seat, you know. I do. I think I have more room, stretch my leg across the seat back there, and
You like to
and
be
then I ain't got to
chauffeured.
worry about
Yeah.
seeing the oncoming traffic, you know, because when somebody be driving, I be over there stopping on brakes when they stop. So when I sit in the back, I don't do that. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, some men think feel that when they have a younger woman on their arm, it makes them look good, which it does. It does, and that makes the woman feel good because you know she got him holding on to her. Some men,
Well, he
some
always
men want the
good
woman to
on-
walk in the back.
That's
He
right.
good on his own.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So that's a benefit for you men. They got a younger woman.
Oh, for sure.
She looking good. She making you look good.
But a lot of times, that's exactly what they be wanting. To
Yeah.
a little trophy. To
Yeah,
carry around.
yeah, just to hang around, but made me feel like a trophy. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm, you know, a little bit older or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, don't rule that out now.
Right.
You know, so make me feel, you know, like you glad to be with me. You know.
And also, like when you choose a mate that's your age group and maybe a little bit older, y'all can grow together. Y'all can build together. Y'all can encourage each other.
Yeah.
Go work out together. Do all this. Not saying that you can't if it's younger or older, vice versa. But it's just seems like it's more an even playing field when y'all right there together. And then y'all can grow together. And you ain't got to worry about him if he's healthy, you know, passing before you, not too quick. You know, that's really be the farthest thing from your mind because y'all growing. Y'all
Right.
new. Y'all experiencing things together. Y'all happy. And y'all working it out. But if he's a lot older and you're a lot younger, in the back of your mind, you're going to be thinking, well, what's going to happen when he's no longer here? Sometimes. But, you know, it's all kind of ways to look at it. So there's no right or wrong. Like, just be happy. Whatever you choose to do, be happy.
Just be focused ahead of here and get somebody else.
Yep. Yeah. But anywho, yeah, I got anything else on that before I get to these letters? Because these letters,
Let's hear what they say.
Dear Jen, what's wrong with dating older men? They are mature and take care of everything. All I have to do is look pretty, and he gives me whatever I want. I don't give him any attitude, so we get along well. Can't I date who I choose to date? Yes, ma'am, you can. That's what we're saying. If you happy, I'm happy. You like it, I love it. Do you? Ain't nothing wrong with it. Next, dear Jen, kind of long. Dear Jen, my experience with older men has been both good and bad. I found that they are set in their ways and dislike change. My grandmother warned me that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I didn't listen and had to find out the hard way. The first time, he was 15 years older than me. I was 20 and he was 35, which wasn't a big deal at first until guys my age start paying me attention. Then he was all in his feelings. I said I would stick to men my age, but 2 years later, I met and married a man 12 years my senior. At first, he seems to have his stuff together, settled with good paying job and a pension. My body began to fill out, and after having 2 kids, and he changed. He didn't want me to go anywhere, especially by myself. He was always calling and wanted to know where I was and when I was coming back. This went on for a few years. Oh my God! And I began to feel smothered. It started to get bad real quick because he thought he owned me. To summarize, I packed up and left him after a big argument. It has been a few years, and I've been focusing on my kids and myself. I want to get back out there and date, but should I stick with men my age? Any advice would help. Oh, that's a lot. Well, my advice, since it didn't work out with them older guys, stick with men your age.
You ain't gonna lose nothing by just, trying it.
Yeah. If you already been there, you know what you don't want. Right. So try something new. Right. It might be what you like. Let us know how it come out.
Yes.
I definitely like to know that.
I'd say make a list of like deal breakers, I guess. And then just keep that, in your mind while you're dating and trying to figure out what you want from here. And don't just go with the first person that pop up. Right. Get you like a handful, play around with a little bit and evaluate from there.
Oh my God. Don't focus so much on the age. Like, just
compatibility. That's what matters.
Yeah, like who fit with you, who work with you, who treat you well.
If y'all got the same values,
right?
Like y'all got the same dreams, go for it. Go for it, you know.
Just don't date no babies.
True that. Next, dear Jen. Dear Jen, I feel age gaps doesn't necessarily matter as long as the people involved are grown, and it's to the best interest of one another. This is a tad contradictory, however. I also feel it should be a limit to how young an older person should go as far as dating. It's awkward to see an older man if he's in his late 30s with a young woman in her 20s. I think this is unfair to women or vice versa. And I feel the same with older women dating a guy super young, like to the point where they are young enough to be their child type of thing. Some dynamics are weird to me, but overall, whatever that couple choose to do is ultimately all that matters. Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah, dating somebody, like Margaret said, Queen said earlier, dating somebody, your children's age is, you just have to think about all parties involved. If they have children, you have children, you know, just like she said also about, you know, how people are gonna, you know, react to that. You know, you have to take all that into accountability when we started. When you make that age gap that big, I again would just say, you know, go with who treats you right, but still like keep that into consideration that, you know, there's gonna be things that you're gonna go through, you know, when you are dating in these different age brackets.
And if a man is acting like he owns you, that's a red flag.
Right.
Like, you have to set boundaries, even if he is your significant other. Just let him know you don't like that, you don't appreciate that, and because he doesn't own you,
Right.
and your life is your life, and your body, it belongs to you. So just make that clear.
And don't let nobody make you feel bad about expressing how you feel.
Right.
If that's how you feel, just make sure you're expressing it in a proper way, not a way that you wouldn't want anybody to talk to you. So express it
Be
in a
respectful.
proper manner, and don't feel bad about expressing yourself, because that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
He's not gonna know. He's not gonna know that you feel a type of way about it if you don't tell him. So
Yeah.
Right.
You might be over there having an attitude, and he's scratching his head like, what's her
What's
problem?
wrong?
Just let him know. I don't appreciate how you talk to me.
Right.
I just told her to fix my plate. Like,
Delivery is everything. How did you say fix my plate?
Everything. You're right.
Did you say get your butt in there, fix my plate?
Baby,
Or
can
did
you
say,
ask
baby,
me?
will you fix my plate?
Right.
How you say it?
Right. Or you calling somebody a name to get them to go.
Right.
You know? With me, I'd be like, hold up.
Who
You
you
got
talking
two
to?
legs. Just walk them up, get them up, and go in the
Walk it
kitchen.
on
You know,
out.
walk it on out, because I can't
Yeah.
be like, now, especially if I prepared the food.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, we're not doing that.
No.
Now me, I don't have no problem making the plate.
Right.
I don't have no problem eating the plate. So you coming crazy? That plate gonna be my plate. But I don't have no problem there. I always make my baby's plate. Anywho, moving on to the next. Dear Jen, I'm beginning to think that older men seek and prey on younger women. It's like they want their women to be naive or obvious to the games that they play. I think the difference when women date younger, it's more kind of a mold him into a man for her. Mold him, not raise him. Laugh out loud. What do you think? I think you got a point.
I mean, but at the same time, you really don't know somebody's true intentions
Right.
until you either have a conversation,
Right.
and you also have to watch their actions.
You definitely have to.
So we can assume whatever we want,
Right.
but unless you personally know them, you don't really know if they preying on them or just they're doing what's best for them. You don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
And then some people, they, whatever another woman or man has allowed them to do, they kind of tend to think that they can be that way with the other
everybody.
person or everybody, you know.
Yeah.
And so you have to look at that as well. So when you find that going on, then you have that right to stop it right in its track. Because if you don't, and you continue to allow things to go on, it keeps moving, aggressing, I guess.
Yeah.
You have to look at it and get it when it starts.
Right.
Don't wait.
Yeah. Stop it at the
Don't
door.
wait.
Yeah. Some men like to be molded. They like to be told what to do.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
like that.
I mean,
They
you
do.
have to, everybody is different. So, you have to learn your partner. You got to know what they like, what they don't
Right.
like. Because I can love flowers and my mama can hate flowers, even though we all know she love flowers. But, everybody's not the same. The same, the way that you treated this person in this relationship,
Right.
you might can't do that with this next person that you're in a relationship with.
Right.
They might not can't handle that. They might not be receptive to that. You know, like you might be toxic in whatever relationship you're in right now, but you might want to leave that toxic relationship, get with somebody that's not toxic, but then you still be toxic in that relationship. So
Yeah. And another thing, you want to leave that baggage that you had from your previous relationship in your previous relationship. Don't bring it to the new relationship.
right.
Because he can't make up for what your previous person did or
Right.
didn't do.
And it's not
You
his
got to
fault.
start fresh.
Right.
Right.
Because if you carry the baggage, you're going to have issues
Right.
from the get-go. So you want to let all that go
Yeah.
and start fresh.
Right.
Fresh.
And you can. And as for telling a man all your past,
Don't do it.
some people agree with it, some people don't. But if you trust that he's not going to use it against you,
More likely you will.
he's going to help use it to heal you or help you heal, then it's different. But if there's an argument, it's
You'll
probably
bring it
going to
back
come up.
No.
So you might want to keep that to yourself. Take it to the grave. Take it to the grave.
I didn't do that.
I didn't either.
I was an open book with
Yeah.
my husband, but I felt led to do that. I probably wouldn't have done it if I didn't feel led to, but I did because I didn't want him blindsided by nothing. You know how sometimes somebody can bring something under and be like, ho, what?
I ain't know
You
nothing
know,
about that.
Right. So I was like, if you can handle all this, we'll work out just fine. And
I
we
didn't
are.
have that experience, Marjorie. It seems to me that all of the things that was deep inside that I shared, that person turned around and everything that I disliked or didn't want to happen, they did those very same things. There was things that that I went through, and you just generally talking. Well, that person fulfilled pretty much every one of those, and they knew. Okay, these are the things you talk about because this is the person that that you care for. And me, I would have never did that person like that. But that's just me,
Right.
because I'm like, if you are vulnerable to share some information, you don't want nobody to go back and just use that against you. I'd rather that the person just took off running and just walked away or whatever than to use those very things because it made me like go through it twice. You know what I'm saying? That was not good.
But mine, he used it to help heal me. Like, I don't remember a time that he ever used it against me. So it turned out okay. But I'm like Margie, I'm like an open book. I ain't got nothing to hide. My life is my life. My experience is my experience. It is what it is. Everything that I've been through has made me the person I am today. So no regrets. It is what it is. Anybody else got anything before we end today's episode? No?
Y'all got any thoughts? Drop it down in the comments, or you can write us Dear Jen letters as well.
Yes. And like, subscribe,
Share,
and make comments.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes. And sorry we was late. Again, we having a little difficulties with this technology.
We're learning and growing.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, follow us on Facebook and TikTok at Check That Post Podcast and on YouTube at Check That Post Pod. Hit the like, subscribe, and button so you can know every time we go live or upload a new episode. And you can write that Dear Jen letter, like Marjorie said, to Check That Post Pod at gmail.com or text 866-311-2251. Thank you.
Let us know if you like our shirts.
Yes. Or if you want one.
Yes.